Mark Sponsler from StormSurf.com, and here's the surf forecast for the Hawaiian Islands for the week starting Friday, August 12th. Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff, Hawaiian South Shore. Be sure and smash the like and subscribe button. You'll get automatic notifications when the videos are posted, typically on Friday afternoons. All right, let's get to work. We'll start by looking at swell heights at the Barbers Point Buoy, south shore of Oahu. Surf from primary swell, 2.6 feet. That would be Hawaiian. Theoretically, double that would be head high, but that's clearly not the case. Actual waves are waist high, maybe a couple of stray chest high peaks. Primary swell, 1.9 feet at 13.6 seconds from 169 degrees. Looking at the spectral data, you can clearly see, so this graph represents all the wave energy in the ocean from 5-second period right here, just pure wind chop, up to 28 or 33 second super long period energy, but we don't see any of that. What we do see is a little bump of energy here at about 13 or 14 seconds with lesser energy down here. This would be like wind waves arriving at the buoy, and that's what's making the surf at about 1.9 feet at 13.6 seconds, or we'll say waist high. So where did that swell come from? Well, we're going to go back in time to Wednesday, August 3rd. It takes about a week for a swell to get from the South Pacific Ocean, which we have here. There's New Zealand, Australia. This is the Ross Ice Shelf and Antarctic ice, South America over here. About a week for swell down here to make it up to the Hawaiian Islands. Hawaii's at about 158 west, so right about there. The systems need to be west of this line, not east of that line, because most systems, well, they're low pressure. They circulate clockwise, and so wind pushes up that way. It has to be aimed at the Hawaiian Islands. Now, you can see the ice line very far to the north. It's dead of winter down in the southern hemisphere, so the Arctic ice sheet grows north, or Antarctic ice sheet grows north. That provides less ice-free waters for the wind and storms to get traction on, so it's harder to get swell the later into summer you get. But here we go. On Wednesday, August 3rd, a tiny gale built south of New Zealand with 28, 29-foot seas and built to 30 foot. Ignore these lines here. These are actually satellite passes we use to confirm sea heights inside storms. Probably too much detail for here. But anyway, 33-foot seas built by Wednesday evening and then started fading as we get into Thursday with seas down to 29 feet Thursday morning. That is what produced the swell. That swell hit a day or two ago and is starting to fade and will be fading out on Saturday. That is tomorrow. So is there any other swell in the water behind this existing swell? Well, we're looking at sea heights back Friday, August 5th, and we're just going to blast through here, looking for any seas 26 or 27 feet. There's one right there. That was on Saturday, August 6th. But the energy was all aimed southeast, not north. Again, Hawaii at 158 west. So it's right up here. Winds have to be aimed up in that direction, more or less, to get swell to travel in that direction. So nothing there. We're just continuing to look. Another system, again, falling southeast with no fetch aimed north. And we're into Tuesday, August 9th, Wednesday, Thursday, August 11th. And here we are approaching Friday, and still no real sign of a swell or a gale in the Hawaiian swell window. So it looks like a pretty quiet pattern after the existing swell fades out. But let's go look forward. So here we are, Friday, August 12th. We're up at jet stream level here, 30,000 feet, jet stream level winds. We're looking for a trough. It is the jet stream that helps provide the catalyst to create storms, and storms, of course, produce wind, which produce surf. All right, we're looking for a trough, a push in the jet to the north. And as we get into Saturday, here we go. We see the jet lifting north, the ice line right at 60 south, so just barely in the Hawaiian swell window, and then building a little bit more as we get into Sunday, August 14th, with 120, maybe even 130 knot winds. That'll help create a clockwise flow aloft and down at the ocean surface. That's the hallmark of low pressure. And of course, low pressure, if it's strong enough, generates winds. Winds, if they're strong enough and last and are pointed in your direction, generate seas. Seas, as they propagate away from the fetch area, eventually groom themselves out, turning to swell. And swell, when it hits the Hawaiian Islands, turns into surf. All right, so we have one trough we're looking at Saturday into Sunday. Actually looks like a pretty good trough, so there's potential there. That fades out as we get into Monday and pushes east again of the Hawaiian swell window, 158 west. And then another trough broader and bigger is forecast on Wednesday into Thursday, right on the hairy edge of the Hawaiian swell window here, 158 west. But look at the wind energy feeding up into it, 150, maybe even 160 knot winds right on the hairy edge of the swell window, and then pushing into the southeast Pacific, beginning to focus more on the mainland and South America than the Hawaiian Islands. And then we're out a week. So there is two potential systems we're looking at least in the upper atmosphere. Let's go down to the surface. Here we are, surface level pressure, surface level winds. Yes, there is a little gale east of New Zealand right now on Friday, August 12th, but most of this energy is falling southeast, not really doing anything. Another one is forecast on Saturday morning, but it's this one south of New Zealand on Saturday night with 40 to 45 knot winds aimed off to the northeast and over a good long area, and the gale itself and the fetch area itself lifting to the northeast into Sunday, August 14th. That certainly should produce some swell. Then it fades out. And then we know another system is supposed to develop per the jet stream charts, and here on the surface it manifests as well. 50 to 55 knot winds aimed well north Hawaii, again at 158 west, so right there. And then this system also lifting northeast. As we get into Wednesday night, this will be August 17th, a broad area of 50 plus knot winds aimed well to the north, possible large swell to result if you believe the models. Then the system moves east and out of the Hawaiian swell window and again focuses on the mainland. So let's go look at the effect of those winds on the ocean surface. So right now, pretty calm sea state in the Hawaiian swell window. Southeast Pacific has some activity, but nothing aimed at Hawaii. But as we get into, here we go, on Saturday night, 33-foot seas south of New Zealand, and then lifting northeast, starting to fade as we get into Sunday evening, but that should be enough to generate some swell, and then fading out. And then we know there's a larger system coming, and here it is again on Wednesday, the 17th of August, with 42-foot seas, and then up to 45.6 feet right here, the highest seas over this whole domain, and barely in the Hawaiian swell window, probably more so for Maui than for Oahu, and then lifting north from there, completely out of the Hawaiian swell window, with large energy radiating north and heading towards the Hawaiian Islands, the U.S. mainland, and South America. Then we're a week out, and that's the end of that. So we've covered a lot of data. Let's put this all into context. All right, Saturday, August 13th. Small New Zealand swell fading from 1.1 feet at 13 seconds early. It's about 1.5 foot Hawaiian, something like that, waist high, and fading. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no swell of interest forecast. That doesn't mean there isn't swell. There will be rideable waves. There's always rideable waves on the South Shore, and probably best for learning how to surf or developing your skills or going out with the family, just having a good time in the water. Waves generally 2 feet or less Hawaiian, so we'll say waist high, something like that. Thigh to waist high all these days. But we know, you can read the text down here, larger swell is coming a week or more beyond. So tiny swell for Saturday and fading into Sunday, just background swell beyond that for the week. Get your waves, have some fun, take the family out, build your skills, rent a soft top, whatever you got to do, go have some fun. But we do know there are two systems on the charts beyond that. The first of those swells possibly arriving later next weekend, and beyond that, much bigger surf forecast. And that's looking good. A little bit of lack of confidence though, because some of this is way out on the models. The models are a little bit flaky week out. So be sure to tune in next week to get all the details. All right. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. You'll get automatic notifications when we post the video, typically on Friday afternoons. And that's it for this week. We'll do it again next week, same time, same channel. Thanks for watching.